This presentation describes and critiques the article, The Effects of Organizational Learning Environment Factors on E-Learning Acceptance. The purpose of this study is to address the issue of enhancing employees' participation in workplace e-learning. This study built and tested a model of work environment influences on employees' motivation to use an e-learning system mediated by their valence, instrumentality, and expectancy belief. What were the factors? 3 organizational learning environment factors were measured. They are managerial support. That is defined as the extent to which supervisors and managers encourage on-the-job learning, innovation, and skill acquisition and provide recognition to employees in support of these activities. Job support refers to the degree to which jobs are designed to promote continuous learning and provide flexibility for acquiring new knowledge and skills. And finally, organizational support represents policies, procedures, and practices that demonstrate the importance of training and development efforts, such as reward systems and resources to acquire and apply learned skills. The study. A 24-item survey was developed that included various items that were designed to determine what factors affect motivation to participate in e-learning. The respondents were chosen from different organizations of various size and sectors, such as commercial, enterprises, schools and colleges, and public sectors. There were a total number of 222 usable responses. These 222 respondents all participated in the same learning module within their e-learning system prior to taking this survey. The findings. Perceived managerial support and perceived job support had a significant positive impact on perceived usefulness of the workplace e-learning system in supporting individual learning, such as identification of knowledge gap and acquirement of work-related competency. Perceived organizational support had a significant positive effect on perceived usefulness of the workplace e-learning system in supporting social learning, such as mentoring and coaching and teamwork climate. The positive effect of perceived managerial support on perceived usefulness of the workplace e-learning system in supporting individual learning was consistent with the expectancy theoretical explanation of the social context impact on trainees' motivation to participate in learning. Senior management support and top leadership commitment was found to be an important factor in e-learning effectiveness. Job support had minimal effects on the relationship between staff's perceived usefulness and their intention to use the e-learning system. The literature. According to the expectancy theoretical model, there are 3 components of motivation: expectancy, instrumentality, and valence. Expectancy refers to one's personal belief regarding the likelihood that participating in training and development activities would lead to knowledge, skills, and abilities. Instrumentality concerns the perception of likelihood that those knowledge, skills, and abilities gained from participating in training and development would lead to specific outcomes. For example, peer respect, salary increase, and/or a better job. Valence is the relative desirability or importance of those outcomes for each individual. Based on leading technology acceptance models, like the theory of reasoned action and theory of planned behavior, social influences and facilitating conditions were identified to have impacts on perceived usefulness of using information technologies. So how do we apply this information? In my own work, I have found that top-down support is critical. When providing professional development, including a great deal of e-learning modules, it is very difficult to enforce practices to staff who you do not directly supervise. Convincing agency and program directors of the importance of e-learning has been very beneficial to our program. Offering rewards or incentives to learners has also been successful at getting them to complete e-learning modules. We offer a credential and allow them to use the professional development event towards other non-related requirements, such as licensure board requirements. We also now have more direct organizational support. Our entire professional development system is included in the system's policy and procedure manual. All staff working in our program are required to adhere to all policies and procedures in this manual. Limitations of this research should be noted. Firstly, the convenience and snowball sampling method was not rigorously random and may limit the generalizability of the results. Compared to the rigorous requirements of the advanced statistical procedures applied in this study, the sample size was limited and may have led to biased results. Where do we go from here? I would be very interested to find out more information about the sample group that participated in this study. I would like to know if data was collected to determine their level of experience with e-learning and/or technology in general. I would also like to know how comfortable they are using technology. I would like to find out what factors could help better motivate those with little experience or low comfort level in using e-learning. I would also like to look more specifically at the factors. I would not include as many variables in a second study. In closing, after reviewing this article many times, it finally began to make sense to me. I have found that it takes everyone using many different approaches to encourage and support staff in using e-learning. For some, technology is a comfortable, everyday, usable thing, and for others, it is intimidating and viewed as unnecessary. We know that using the methods proven in this research are effective ways of increasing personnel's motivation to use e-learning. I will continue to employ the strategies we are currently using and hopefully can find ways to integrate the recommendations in this article to further the usage of e-learning in our workplace.